So we have to write in a slightly different way. And the way we're going to write is, I prefer to call it the news way of writing. There are people who call it the inverted pyramid, but it's the way your newspaper is written. And that is, this conclusion gets moved right up to the top. You start with a conclusion. This is what I discovered. This is what happened. That way, if people disagree with you, they'll know why. And if people want to read more, they can. You immediately put it into context for them so they can know, as we learned yesterday, what's in it for me. Why is it important to me? You give context. And then right away, you quote. And I'm putting it in quotes because you put quotes here, and throughout the entire story, you have quotes. The exercise you did right before lunch used those quotes, and when you put them into a summary, you let them go. When you put them in a story, you want the quotes back. Quotes make really interesting reading for people. And it looks like another person is talking and another person is interested, and that's always appealing. So you have quotes. After the conclusion and the context and the quote, you usually get to the background. Now, here was the background way up here. It's dropped here. The background, once you're in context, conclusion, you have some quotes, the background isn't important till here. And then, of course, you want to start adding detail. Notice how far along you are in the story before you get to detail. In this part, the detail comes in the premise. Here, you're way down here before you get to detail. The reason you do this is so the major points can be up front or understood or clear. Now you have details, and then down here, you have more context, you have the secondary story, you have other details. And way at the end of the story of a newspaper, of a news story, they're putting in filler pieces. They interview the neighbor's dog, anything. Because way down here, you can count on people not reading. And in a printed story, as well as on the web, when the story gets too long, you cut from the bottom up. Rather than saying, what can I tighten up? Many of these stories are already pretty tight, so you cut from the bottom up. Which means, what are you losing? In this side, you lose the conclusion. Here, you're losing the interview with the neighbor's dog, the secondary details, not much of importance.